I saw her from across the street. Amanda, my ex-wife, standing there alone, staring at me through the window of the cafe. I was sitting with Sarah, my girlfriend, and we were laughing about something silly. 5 years of marriage. Months of lies. The night I found those messages on her laptop, the red dress, the way she walked out at 2 a.m. with her suitcase, telling me I would regret letting her go. And now here she was, watching me smile with someone new. I never thought I would see her again, especially not like this, with me finally happy and her well falling apart. Before I dive into how I got here, I want to know, where are you watching this from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. If you have ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, hit that like button and subscribe, because trust me, this story has a twist you will not see coming. Now let me take you back to where it all started, to the day my whole world came crashing down. Amanda had an athletic build, auburn hair that caught the sunlight, and freckles scattered across her nose like constellations. She was outgoing, ambitious, and worked in marketing for a firm downtown. We met in college during our senior year in a psychology class. Neither of us was paying much attention to the lecture, and we kept making eye contact across the room until she finally smiled. Our first date was at a local diner near campus. She ordered strawberry pancakes and laughed at all my terrible jokes. I knew right then she was different. We got married 2 years after graduation. Nothing fancy, just close family and friends at a small venue in Portland, Oregon. We moved into a cramped apartment on the east side, the kind of place where you could hear your neighbors arguing through the walls. I worked as a software developer at a startup, pulling long hours for not much pay. Amanda climbed the ranks at her marketing job, bringing home stories about difficult clients and office politics. But we were happy. At least I thought we were. Our life had a rhythm to it. Weekend hikes through the Columbia River Gorge, where we would pack sandwiches and spend hours on the trails. Friday nights were sacred homemade pizza and movie marathons on our worn-out couch. For our 3rd anniversary, we took a road trip down the California coast, windows down, her hand in mine, singing off-key to songs on the radio. She was my best friend, my partner, my everything. I trusted her completely. About 6 months before everything fell apart, Amanda started a new job at a larger marketing firm. It was a big step up, better pay, more responsibility. I was proud of her. She was chasing her dreams, and I wanted to support that. But with the new job came late nights at the office and more business trips. I did not think much of it at first. She was ambitious, and ambition required sacrifice. I told myself it was temporary, that once she settled into the role, things would go back to normal. Looking back now, I can see the small changes that I missed at the time. Amanda became more distant. She stopped initiating conversations, stopped asking about my day. We would sit across from each other at dinner, and she would be scrolling through her phone, barely acknowledging me. She started taking her phone into the bathroom when she showered, something she had never done before. And then there was the password. She changed it from my birthday to something I did not know. It was a Friday night about 3 months before the end. I came home early from work around 7, which was unusual for me. Amanda had told me she was going to a company dinner with her team. I thought nothing of it until I called her coworker Lisa to ask about something unrelated, and Lisa mentioned she was home for the evening. No company dinner? No team event. I felt my stomach drop. Amanda came home around 11 that night. I was sitting on the couch waiting. She walked in wearing a different perfume, something floral and unfamiliar. Her lipstick was smudged. I asked her how the dinner went. She barely looked at me. "Oh, we decided on drinks after," she said. Lost track of time. Her hands were fidgeting with her car keys, and she would not make eye contact. I wanted to believe her. I needed to believe her. But something in my gut told me I was being lied to. Over the next few weeks, I started paying closer attention. The late nights became more frequent. The business trips felt less legitimate. I hated myself for doubting her, but I could not shake the feeling that something was wrong. I kept telling myself I was being paranoid, that years of trust should outweigh a few suspicious moments. I was wrong. It was a Wednesday night. Amanda said she had to work late, some project deadline that could not wait. I stayed home nursing a headache and feeling generally unwell. Around 8 in the evening, I noticed her laptop sitting on the coffee table. She had left it behind. It was still open, still logged in. I had no intention of snooping. I just needed to email myself a document for work. Then, a message notification popped up on the screen. It was from someone named Greg. The preview read, "Cannot wait to see you tonight, wear that red dress I like." My heart stopped. My hands started shaking. I should have closed the laptop. I should have waited to confront her. But I did not. I clicked on the conversation. Months of messages. Flirty texts, intimate conversations, plans for secret meetups, references to hotel stays. "Last weekend was incredible," one message said. There were inside jokes, photos I could not bring myself to open, and worst of all, a message where Amanda joked about me. I told him I was at a conference she had written. He believed it as always. I read through every message, each one twisting the knife a little deeper. 5 years of marriage, and she had thrown it away for someone named Greg. I sat there on the couch, staring at the screen, feeling nauseous. My chest felt tight, like I could not get enough air. It was 10:30 by the time I looked up. Amanda would be home soon. I did not move. I just sat there with the laptop open, waiting. She walked in at 11, wearing the red dress. The same red dress Greg had mentioned in his message. She saw me sitting there, saw the laptop, and her face went pale. "Who is Greg?" I asked. My voice was calm, too calm. What she stammered. "Your laptop," I said. "I saw everything." She tried to deny it at first. "It is not what you think," she said. But I had read the messages. I had seen the proof. I calmly listed the evidence, the dates, the hotels, the lies. She broke down. She admitted the affair. Greg was a senior manager at her company. It had been going on for 4 months. She said we had grown apart, that I was always working, that Greg made her feel alive again. I told her to leave. She tried to stay. "We can fix this," she pleaded. "Counseling. Please, Eric." But I was done. "No," I said. "It is over. Pack your things," she cried, throwing clothes into a suitcase, moving through the apartment like a ghost. She left at 2 in the morning. The last thing she said to me was, "You will regret this. We were good together." I closed the door behind her, slid down against it, and cried in silence. The week after Amanda left, I took time off work. I told my boss it was a family emergency, which was not technically a lie. The apartment felt empty without her. Her closet was bare, her toiletries gone from the bathroom. The scent of her perfume still clung to the pillow on her side of the bed. I could not sleep there. I spent my nights on the couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment of our marriage in my head, trying to figure out where I went wrong. I contacted a lawyer, a man named Mr. Harrison, who came recommended by a friend. Oregon is a no-fault divorce state, so the process was relatively straightforward. Amanda did not contest anything. We split our assets, and neither of us asked for alimony since we both had careers. 4 months later, the divorce was finalized. We met once to sign the paperwork. She looked thinner, tired, with dark circles under her eyes. We did not speak beyond what was necessary. Through a mutual friend, Jake, I learned that Amanda and Greg were officially together. Jake mentioned that Amanda seemed over the moon, posting couple photos on social media. I blocked her on every platform. I could not bear to see her moving on so quickly, as if our 5 years together had meant nothing. I hit my lowest point about 2 months after the divorce was finalized. I had lost 15 pounds without trying. I stopped caring about my appearance, wearing the same sweatpants for days. My work suffered. I made coding errors, missed deadlines, and my boss pulled me aside to ask if everything was okay. I stopped answering calls from friends, declined every invitation. One night I sat alone on my balcony at 3 in the morning, an empty beer bottle beside me, questioning everything about myself. Maybe I was not enough, I thought. Maybe she was right. Jake showed up unannounced on a Sunday morning. He took one look at me, at the state of my apartment, the empty takeout containers piled on the counter, and he did not hold back. "Dude," he said, "you are letting her win. She is out there happy, and you are here destroying yourself. You think she cares? She is probably not thinking about you at all. You deserve better than this." His words stung, but they also planted a seed. The next morning I looked at myself in the mirror. I barely recognized the person staring back. I made a list of changes. Physical health, join a gym. Mental health, consider therapy. Social life, reconnect with friends. Work, refocus on my career. The first step was cleaning. I deep cleaned the apartment, threw away anything that reminded me of Amanda, old photos, gifts she had given me. I rearranged the bedroom and bought new bedding. It felt like a fresh start. I signed up at a local gym near my apartment and started going every morning at 5:30 before work. I met a trainer there, a guy named Marcus, a former Marine with a no-nonsense attitude. Marcus pushed me hard, but he also became a workout buddy and an unofficial life coach. Over the next 3 months, I lost body fat and gained muscle. My face looked healthier, my jawline more defined. The physical changes helped my mental state. The endorphins, the structure, the goals, they all gave me something to focus on besides the pain. Around the same time, I started seeing a therapist, Dr. Lin. We had weekly sessions where I unpacked everything, the marriage, the betrayal, my self-worth. She helped me realize that Amanda's choices were not about my worth. They were about her character. I learned tools for coping with intrusive thoughts, for trusting again, for recognizing red flags in relationships. At work, I threw myself into my projects with renewed energy. I completed a major feature for our app ahead of schedule. My boss, Tom, noticed the change and offered me a lead position on a new project. I got a raise and a promotion to senior developer. For the first time in months, I felt proud of something, and it had nothing to do with being in a relationship. I started accepting invitations from friends again. Weekly basketball games with Jake and his crew. I joined a hiking group and met new people exploring trails all over Oregon. Slowly, I started feeling like myself again.